Hey YouTubers! Oh, there you are. Oh yeah. Well, I'm back again. I put my specs on because it's quite small, this is. But what I want to talk about today, divert a little bit from just dogs in wheelchairs, because after all, they're all dogs. As you can see, here they are. Look at them, little blighters. All bitches. Luna, you've seen before. Skylar, you've seen before. Skylar's the one who's got no back legs, double amputee, in a lovely wheelchair. This one here, this little one, guess what she's come from? She's a foster dog. We're fostering her at the moment. Beautiful little Frenchie. She's so loving. She's very good. I mean, she's only been here a week. She's so obedient. It's like unreal. She's more obedient than this little fat one here, this little puglet, little Luna, but she's quite cute. Skylar, she's great. She's a bit stubborn sometimes, and they're all different characteristics. But today, I'd like to talk to you about, still to do with dogs, and of course, I mean, Skylar doesn't have a heat cycle, obviously, because she's been spayed. But what we want to talk about today, the introduction, is the relationship between us humans and our little animal companions. Right. From time to time, I'll just revert to this because there's quite a lot of it. So obviously, I've got to look at my notes. So, our animal companions, our relationship, we characterise it by compassion, responsibility, and our commitment to the well-being of our little furry friends. Well, I hope we do. Most of us do. And within that, there's a pivotal phase that warrants careful consideration. And that is your female dog's heat cycle. Now, I've got to be honest with you, I didn't really think much about a dog's heat cycle until I got all these bitches. Now, because of that, obviously, dogs I've had previously have actually been a male dog. So it's only recently, the last couple of years, that I've had female dogs. So I didn't know a lot myself. But you know what? It's quite intricate. I mean, you know, it's really more or less the same as us humans. They're going to have their ups and downs when they're on the heat cycle. They're going to get a bit moody, tired, maybe a little bit snappy. A bit like us, really. You know, all the ladies watching, you'll know what I mean, what I'm talking about. So, what I want to do is just go through it, the significance of a dog's heat cycle and the responsibilities you've got as the owner to make sure that you make it as easy as possible for them. So let's start with a question. Understanding the heat cycle of a dog. What is a dog's heat cycle and when does it occur, usually? Well, the answer to that is a dog's heat cycle, which is termed scientifically estrus, it marks the potential for a reproduction to have puppies, yeah? And it typically comes around between the ages of 6 months to 12 months. And the onset will vary from breed to breed. Smaller breeds will experience it maybe earlier, and the larger breeds, they might go quite a long time and it could come later, obviously depending on the size of your dog. Question. How does the timing of a dog's first heat cycle vary among the breeds too? Again, it varies because different breeds, smaller breeds, larger breeds, again, around 6 months of age up to 12 months, and the smaller dogs experience it earlier than the larger dogs, normally. I mean, it might not be dead on like that, but normally. Right. Then, this cycle occurrence repeats every 6 months. So your dog's going to have a heat cycle approximately twice a year. And you have to look out for this and recognise the signs. Because when they first start their cycle, there may not be a lot of blood. So you may not know. So it's vital that you look out for it. What's your responsibilities when your dog is in a heat cycle? Well, number one, very important, got to maintain hygiene. So to maintain hygiene and cleanliness, you can use dog diapers. I mean, you know, all depending what your dog is, what breed, how large. I'm going to let her get down. I think she's a bit hot. Go on then. Go on down then if you want. Go on. Off you go. She's lovely. Good girl. Lie down. So, the measures you can take. You can use dog diapers. Some people might not want to, just want to clear up after the dog. But they're comfortable. They contain the discharge. How can you interact and adapt to their interactions with a dog? Because sometimes they're going to have behavioural changes. And you've got to sort of go with it, you know, go with the flow. Because it's, you know, it's just a natural thing. So they might get a bit, you know, a bit finicky. They might get a little bit, just not be themselves. Yeah. So look out for that. Any change you see could be coming into their cycle. So the answer to that is behavioural changes are very common during a dog's heat cycle. And pet owners should look for, be attentive for, shifts and adapt their interaction accordingly. Some dogs might increase their attention span. They want more companionships. It all depends what character the dog's got. Some dogs, they might just want to go in a little room on their own, put them up a corner, just leave them alone. Just let the dog do what it wants to do, within reason, obviously. Yeah. If it wants to chew your settee, like, don't let it do that. You know, that's not on. Anyhow, so think about it. Some might want to come and sit on you all the time. In that case, I would put a diaper on. Or, well, we don't want to go there, do we? So, just check your dog out. You know your dog. You know their character. But they can change during that heat cycle. What else can we have? You can create a little haven for them, like, you know, a little place that's theirs, so they can go away, out of the stress of everything, and just chill out, have a little sleep, just sit in there. Find a tranquil little corner for them with a little nice soft bed. I mean, obviously, they've probably got a nice soft bed. Make sure they've got food and water. And if they want to just sit there for hours on end while they're in the heat cycle, no problem, let them. Their hormones will fluctuate, you see, just like humans. So, look out for it. Give them that safe environment where they've got no stress, but allow them to deal with their own little behavioural problems effectively, that will. Then we come to expert consultation if you're thinking of breeding when they come into their heat cycle. So it's essential you consult a veterinarian, because if you're going to breed your dog, you need a professional. You need to talk to them first. So it's indispensable because they offer insights and tips into responsible breeding practices which will prioritise the well-being of your dog and then again their puppies. And that's what you want. All right, next question. What factors should responsible breeders prioritise when they're planning a litter? You've got to think about your dog's health, number one. If your dog has some health problems, maybe heart problems, you may want to think again if you want to breed your dog. Temperament of your dog, the ability to provide a loving home for the puppies, you've got to make sure you've got the room, got a loving home. Everybody wants these puppies as well as their mum, your little dog. You want healthy, well-adjusted, good puppies that can have a quality life. Then we come to spaying. If you don't want your dog to have puppies, this is how to prevent unwanted pregnancies. There are health benefits for spaying your dog. What are they? Spaying offers numerous health advantages beyond preventing unwanted pregnancy. Dogs that undergo spaying can have a reduced risk of developing ovarian cancer or uterine infections and mammary tumours. So there's a lot to be said for spaying your dog if you don't want to breed your dog. Some people, they'll buy dogs and the aim is they just want to buy the dog not just as a companion but to breed, because obviously, as you know, some breeds fetch an extraordinary amount of money. I've never done that myself. I've only ever had a dog as a companion, but you know, you can have a dog as a companion and breed. Just make sure that you've got enough room, plenty of knowledge. If you haven't got the knowledge already, go off, gather the knowledge that you need. Okay, where are we now? Next one. So, obviously, if you have your dog spayed as well, they won't be having a heat cycle, will they? No, so that'd be good. Obviously, I can't remember all this, so you're going to see me go to my notes. Some of it is here in the head, some of it, so I can give you the best information, which I want to do. I have to keep looking at my notes because I'd have to be like a boffin, and I'm not. I'd have to be a boffin to remember all this. So, spaying actively addresses pet overpopulation too. It reduces strain on animal centres and their rescue centres and their resources. So, you know, I mean, imagine if no dogs were spayed. Imagine that. No dogs are spayed. We've already got quite a lot of dogs who are in animal shelters. People, they have them. I mean, you'll hear the one, I want a little puppy for Christmas. That's great. Have a puppy for Christmas, but remember, it's for life. It's not just for Christmas. It's not a little immobile object like a little teddy bear. So remember that too, please, because if you have a dog, you've got to care for that dog, or think again. They're not just a little toy. They're a little person, you know. I think they know a heck of a lot more than what we give them credit for. I mean, your dog knows when you're poorly, when you're happy. If something's wrong, your dog will know before you do, most times, and let you know. They're amazing little furry animals. I love them. I'll get on with this a minute. So, the conclusion of this is, an intricate part and responsibility of pet ownership is understanding, empathy, care, and all of these are essential. Navigating through a female dog's heat cycle and the necessities for knowledge. It makes it so much easier, because if you haven't got it and you go out and get this knowledge, everything's going to be a heck of a lot easier than sort of knowing nothing and trying to learn as you go along. And you can do that, but it's always better to start with a basic knowledge of what you've got to do. So I hope everybody will take that in and do that. Then you can make some well-informed choices about what you're going to do with your dog. As I say, always go to professionals. Just check out with your vet. Check your dog is healthy. Number one, priority. Check your dog is healthy enough to have puppies. Do you know, the last thing you want is your dog that you love having puppies and it's something happening to your pet, the one that you've already got. So always check their health before you go off to have these little puppies. And hopefully they'll be fit and well. They can have the puppies, be a mum, because it is nice. I mean, it's nice for a female to have just even one litter. Vets will tell you, it's nice for them to have one litter. If they've got health problems, and it could affect them if they was to get pregnant, have babies, I wouldn't go there because you'll lose your pet that you've already got. But check with a vet, check it out. So what we got? Consider the ethical part of breeding. And please, don't overbreed your dog. One, the puppies will suffer because overbreeding, you get weaker puppies. Try and get a new stud for each litter if you can, because if they're all like too close related, and you have 2, 3, whatever, 4 litters of the same mum and dad with their puppies, it may not work out too good. So have a think about that. Consult a vet, ask them. That's just my opinion. Don't listen to me. I mean, you can listen to me, you know, feel free. But I personally wouldn't. Yeah, people say, oh, it don't matter. They're different animals. But I think for healthy puppies, it would be nice to have a different stud. But check it out. Could be wrong. But it just seem a bit too close-knit to me to keep having the dad of the puppy have little puppies with the daughter. Yeah. So, check it out. Everything I say is based on my opinion. Some of it is on my research and I do know exactly what I'm saying. Others, I'll just edge you off towards a professional, that's all. So you can go and check it out. But whatever I say to you, always check it out anyway, because you're best to check it out. Get it yourself. Right. Responsible pet owners can impact the well-being of their cherished companions and the broader animal community. And through those actions, we exemplify our dedication to being compassionate custodians of the little creatures, that's our furry friends, who share our lives and share our world. And that's the technical stuff for today. So, but I just want to tell you something else. Not to do with the technical part. I want to tell you about these dogs. This little dog here has come in. As you can see, you can hear them. Great watchdogs. The little Frenchie and the pug, and even, look at Skylar. Look, she's got no back legs and she's still at it. She's a great watchdog. She didn't make too much noise then. But if anything happens in the middle of the night, they're all off. She's off. She got like a bay, because she's part beagle, like a real baying sound. You can't miss it. The other two little ones, I mean, they sound really fierce. And I suppose they're only small, but they could bite ankles. So, yeah, they're great, but they're up for it, you know. But I'll finish in a minute, but just remember that they're our best friends. You already know that. So I've done the technical bit today about the breeding cycle, heat cycle, and a few other things as well. So I'm going to get off now, and you look after your best mates. That's your little furry friends, like we do. This one here, as I say, is fostered. Lovely dog, but obviously we've got Skylar, who needs a 24-hour care, really, you know, and little Luna, who's just roams around like a little fat barrel, but she's great. So listen to everything I've said, and remember, check it out. Check out everything I say. Don't go on it as gospel. Check it out. I'm only heading you towards where you need to be. So, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, thumbs up. And hit that button and subscribe, because the more people who subscribe, the more everybody gets to know about not just wheelchair dogs, but other great information for any breeds, any dogs. We love all dogs. So, I'm going to see you in the next one, and take care. Bye for now.